Your job is spying on you. In the modern era, where technology is intertwined with our daily lives, we've come to expect that we are under constant digital surveillance. But what if this surveillance extends beyond our personal lives and invades our workplaces? Sadly, it's already happening. Your work spies on you using the same tactics that hackers do. Watch this video until the end, and you'll see just how crazy this spying has become. Don't think it applies to you? Well, 78% of employers admitted to using remote work tools to spy on their staff. As an employee, you know that when you're given a work computer or a phone, it's going to be monitored in some way. Most people think the extent of that is checking browser history, making sure you don't look at sites you aren't supposed to. In the office, you probably have other coworkers or a boss that can glance over at your screen, and it's pretty apparent when someone is slacking off. This all changed during the pandemic. Once the workplace became virtualized due to COVID, you no longer had someone looking over your shoulder to ensure you were actually focused on work. As long as you were getting your work done, who's to say you can't also be watching Netflix on the couch? Unfortunately, your employer likely isn't a fan of paying you to multitask with non-work distractions. The most common way for your boss to ensure you are working while remote is through Microsoft Teams. Your status is shown to indicate if you are actively working or not. If the status changes from available to idle, it means you are likely away from your computer. Fearful of a boss seeing this idle status while relaxing on the couch, many that are working from home will jiggle their mouse periodically or download software to trick the system to thinking you are still active. But why is this even necessary? Perhaps companies can't let go of the past and fail to adopt the modern idea that work should be measured on quantity and quality of tasks being completed, not uniform attendance. For those companies that have not forced their employees back to the office full-time, but still have the old-school mindset of the 9-to-5 attendance requirement, technology has become their informant. This is the new era of Tattleware. What was once a niche software market has exploded since COVID. Employees aren't aware just how common this tech is being utilized, but when they do find out, there is significant pushback on where we draw the line. If you think Microsoft Teams' active status was the extent of it, you'll be horrified at what hidden details Microsoft is actually logging. Most agree it's reasonable for a company to ensure their employees aren't doing anything illegal or sketchy on company hardware, but some programs take a picture of their employees using the laptop webcam to make sure they're at their desk and working. Even worse, some are installing a program that logs exactly how long you use each program, which keys you pressed, what you log into, and secretly producing a productivity score. Do workers have rights to stop this?
Nope. No, I don't.
Tattleware isn't new, but the rate of companies using and abusing it certainly is. One of the first big stories regarding this tech was from Barclays Bank in the UK back in August of 2017. Employees started to notice a black box underneath their desks and questioned what it was. It turned out the bank had planted tracking devices called Occupy, which is a heat and motion sensor. Employees believe Barclays implemented these devices to track how long they remained at their desks. The bank claimed that it wasn't snooping on its people, but rather they were merely assessing office space usage. Barclays is alleged to have used this software for about 18 months, but changed the system after receiving immense criticism and possible fines. That was all pre-pandemic. Once people started working from home, the amount of software that companies were purchasing to spy on their employees skyrocketed. For example, Sneek is a software that leaves your webcam running 9 to 5, and every minute or so, the program will capture a live photo of you and your workmates via your company laptop webcams. Those headshots are displayed across the wall of a digital conference waiting room that everyone can see. It's supposedly intended to replicate the office feel, but many workers feel it's an invasion of privacy. By simply clicking on a colleague's face, it instantly pulls them into a video call. These photos are often catching people in unflattering positions or picking their nose, and many find being instantly pulled into a video call without notice is incredibly jarring. These spy softwares also go by another unflattering name, dubbed as Bossware, because these tools are designed to keep hidden tabs about your computer usage to determine how productive you are. Companies such as Interguard and Terramind will log how much workers are using particular apps and programs, as well as what they click on by screen recording your computer. Having seen the demand for such an intrusive technology, even Microsoft now offers workplace analytics as part of Microsoft 365, their core software suite. Workplace Analytics takes all user data and compiles it into a nifty report that basically narcs on you to your boss. You might want to think again about using negative keywords too often in your Microsoft Teams chat or spending too much time working on a single task. Some might not find that concerning, but imagine if it wasn't software, but your boss that sat behind you with a clipboard and a stopwatch seeing how fast you read an email. That's super weird. Some workers have found the technology so overbearing that it's an employment deal breaker. While Tattle and Bossware is intrusive, it's also completely changed work dynamics. For example, some employees that were monitored using Time Doctor, an app that downloads videos of employees' screens while they work, reported feeling untrusted and ashamed, as if they were to be idle for even a few minutes. A pop-up would warn them that they have a limited time to start working before they're no longer considered on the clock. In practice, an extra long bathroom break could mean a pay cut.
And I feel like crap. I feel like I'm not trusted. I feel ashamed of myself, like I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have worked harder. I should have been at my desk.
Had they been in the office, nobody would be tracking how long their breaks were. For mobile devices, it's common to have some form of call tapping as well as location tracking offered by companies such as Hubstaff. If you really want to get creepy, StaffCop and Clever Control offer a silent webcam microphone activation. What a great way to keep your staff constantly paranoid. In an interview with NPR back in 2020, Brad Miller, who runs the Connecticut-based company Awareness Technologies, shared positive sentiments regarding the technology.
Are they generally active on programs and websites that I would consider productive, like Excel, PowerPoint, Word, email, as opposed to YouTube or Facebook? If people know what's happening, then everybody will act better, than they might otherwise, because we all act better when someone's watching.
Some might find that reminiscent of George Orwell's book 1984. The comparison of Big Brother to this software seems eerily similar. Don't you think so, Brad? There are certainly some jobs that require monitoring for security, compliance, financial, or intellectual property purposes. Tools could be built just to monitor for certain violations that they are looking for, but it seems companies are too power hungry once they're given this level of oversight. These software companies utilize artificial intelligence to mimic an undetected and nosy boss that can transform each employee into lines of code. From there, the algorithm can easily see who is performing and who should be let go. Imagine a future where although you actually produce better work, you may take more breaks from your desk. This software may not be factoring in quality of work, but rather attendance, and you may be penalized or fired as the software flags you for being unproductive. Tattleware is absolutely a step in the wrong direction for how companies should be treating their employees. Companies need to realize that employees often push themselves to be more productive during working hours so they can get more of their day back. Tattleware essentially punishes those that get their work done the most efficiently. As it currently stands, there is no regulation in place to limit what your employer can track of you using company equipment, nor do they have to disclose what they monitor for. Working from home in the future may come with a big disclaimer. You can do so, but you forfeit your right to privacy.